Well, good morning, y'all. So, probably gets my better judgment. I'm gonna run into Omaha and see if I can find a set of bigger tires for this thing. So the Bronco, this one comes with a 225/65 17-inch tire, which is 28.5 inches tall. I can fit a 245/65 17 without doing any kind of lift, nothing like that. It won't rub, it'll fit just fine, and that is a 29.5 inch tall tire. So 1 inch tall overall, but I'm gonna see if I can find something that's a little bit more of an aggressive all-terrain, just to give it a little bit better look. The new tire is just a little bit wider also. I think there's a spot in Omaha I can pick up a set, and then I'll get these off and I'll sell these tires while they're still in good condition, make a little bit of my money back. So we'll see if we can head to town and do that, but we will also go and try to pick up some stuff as far as like toe strap, see if we can find a little jump box and that kind of stuff that I need to put in here, a first aid kit, etc. I talked about that a couple videos back because I have not put anything in the vehicle. There's literally nothing in there. So we'll see if we can find some of that stuff and kind of get it set up, and fingers crossed we can get some tires because it'll look a little bit nicer, and I can't leave anything stock. So let's hit the road and see what we can do. Maybe we'll see if we can find like a nubbin or something for the little tray there so that we can maybe hook a camera up and stuff in there. I don't know if that's going to be possible today, but yeah, I've been looking at tires and lifts and all this kind of nonsense for days since I picked this thing up, and I don't want to lift it and whatever and like completely kill the gas mileage, which right now I'm averaging 24.5, I believe. I'm already at 1,418 miles, so I do quite a bit of driving, but we should be able to get these tires today. I think their website says they have 4 of them, but it's at a discount tire, and I know some of these places are kind of against upsizing tires, like they won't put anything on that's not the factory size. So I'm just gonna head over there and see what they say, and we'll figure that out. But yeah, I've just been rolling around with the seats down. I don't feel like there's any reason to have those up. And then I was also kind of looking at what to do for as far as like being able to run a little bed in here. I need to make some sort of platform that's just sets on there but extends the front out so that I can lay a little mattress or like an air mattress or something on there. And then I also need to get some of those window screens. They sell them on Amazon, but they just slide over the top of the window, and it's like a nylon mesh. I think they're like elastic around the bottom, and that way if I am sleeping inside of it, I can have the windows rolled down a little bit, because that's kind of the thing. If you're sleeping in a vehicle like this, there's no great way to get ventilation. In the truck topper, I can just slide the windows open, and there's screens in there, but that's not an option on a vehicle like this. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then it would be really cool, since the back glass does open up, if I'm at a nice campground and I'm not worried about somebody, screwing with the vehicle, I'd have to look at it, but I imagine there's like a standout for the rubber seal, and I wonder if I could find something that I could slip on over that so I could leave the back window open also. So that's something we'll have to look at later in this video, but I'm pretty sure I can order a set off Amazon for the side windows and have those here tomorrow. But yeah, I'm still loving this little rig, man. It's so nice to cruise this around, and gets so much better mileage than the truck does. So anywho, we've probably got about a 45-minute drive to the tire shop, and we'll see what happens.
Can I show you real quick? Yeah. Okay, so Toyota started like this one.
They've got them in stock. It's going to be like an hour, but get new tires, so I'm stoked on that. And then we should be able to sell the old ones for, I don't know, we'll see, maybe $100 a shot, but stoked on it. All right, it looks great. Just a little bit beefier. Digging that. We'll have to take her home and compare the tire size. So I got the old ones in the back here. You can see they bagged them up for me, but I'm stoked. They look so much better with just a little bit bigger size on there. And we may end up still going with like a 1-inch leveling kit, because they do make a 1-inch level, but we'll see what I think about it after staring at it for a little while. But yeah, we need to run, and at a bare minimum I want to grab a first aid kit, and I need to go through and make a little list quickly, and we'll pick up a few different things because we need to get some of that stuff in here. So let's see where am I going to go to grab that? All right, I came to Harbor Freight. I think I should be able to pick up some of the stuff here. I don't know if they have like a pre-made roadside emergency kit or not. Their website is not working right now for some reason. But we'll head in here and we'll see what they have. If not, we can hit up like a Walmart. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a reasonably priced jump box, and I'd rather do that, like a little one, over jumper cables, because you need another car to do that. So we'll see. Hey. Definitely go with the cheaper one. So that knocks a couple things off the list because it does have a flashlight on there. Excuse me. Need a little toe strap, probably a soft shackle. Got one of those, but we'll grab another one of those. Don't really need a super heavy toe strap for that vehicle, although their heavy one, the big one, is on sale. 30 foot, 3-inch. Definitely don't need a 9,000 pound 30 foot, 20 foot, 6,000 pound. We're just gonna go with the little one because it's gonna take up less space and it's a small vehicle. So grab that guy. Let's grab one of these guys. Want some fancy lights. Should we get one of these guys? Don't really need it, but would look kind of neat on there. We're gonna hold off on that. Spending enough money today as it is, but all right. I feel like they gotta have a first aid kit here. Let's see if we can find something like that. Maybe some leather gloves. Well, they do have a first aid kit. 10 person. Does have a pair of gloves in there. That'll be good enough for that. And just some cheapest leather gloves they got. Just something. Probably these guys for $7. Make sure they fit. Well, that jump start pack does have a flashlight on it. I don't really need to get a different one, and I might have a little one at home that I can use, so there's no reason to grab one of those. I think that's probably all I'm going to spend here. But that should all fit under that spare seat cover thing. God, it looks so good with those tires on there. So much better. Beefy. Okay, well, that's always money you don't really want to spend because it's not fun money. But it's stuff that's needed, you know. I think everything else, I probably, like, I wanted to get, like, at least a multi-tool. I know I've got another one at home that I can throw in here. It's got, like, pocket knife and the pliers, because, like, I don't really feel like I'm going to need a tool kit, so to speak. You know, I need, like, some paper towels and stuff like that in here. Toss in the glove box. A fire extinguisher wouldn't be a terrible idea to have. I don't really know where I would keep it in here that's out of the way. We'll have to think about that. I think that's it. I think we should probably get headed home before we spend any more money that I don't really want to spend on this type of stuff. And I want to see what those tires look like next to each other. It's probably not going to be a huge difference, but these are definitely more aggressive. I want to look it up and see what I can probably sell these guys for. I would hope I could at least get $400 out of the set. Like I said, there's only 1,400 miles on them. So anyways, let's get headed home and take a look at the tires. I guess I didn't even tell you guys what they were, so I'll see you guys at the house. All right, made it home. They look so much better. Look so much beefier. Of course, they're all dirty and dusty now from driving down the gravel. But we need to get the other tires unloaded. So these are Falken Wildpeak AT4W. So it's just a bit more of an aggressive all-terrain. We'll pull these other tires out and I'll take one out of the bag so we can kind of look at them next to each other and show you guys what they look like. But they just look so much better and just a little bit wider. So they're 1 inch taller, just under 1 inch wider overall. My speedometer is off by 1 mile an hour at 60, but like up to like 45, 50, it's dead on. So I don't think I'm even worried about changing that at this point. And I really don't think it's going to have much effect on my miles per gallon, but we'll see about that. Like I said, I'm getting 24.5 to 30, 24.5 to 25 is what my computer says it's doing right now. So I'm stoked on that. And yeah, these are these 3-peak rated? Yeah, they're 3-peak rated for mud and snow. Like I said, 245, 65, 17. Falken Wildpeak AT4 dubs. Nice aggressive sidewall, a bit more aggressive than what was on there for sure. And no rubbing or anything in the front, so I'm happy with that. But let's see if we can pull these out of here. Have to probably unwrap all of these anyway so I can take pictures of them to sell them, but it was nice that they put them in bags so it didn't get my fancy vehicle all dirty. Not that they were very dirty anyways. So you can probably see it's definitely a bit more of an aggressive tire. The lugs are a bit heavier. Definitely a little bit better sidewall on there. And I don't know how much you'll be able to tell, especially because there's weight on the vehicle, but just a little bit taller and a little bit wider. But I'm happy with that. These should sell. Be nice if there wasn't full of gravel, but I don't know if I want to take the time to try to pick all of that out of there. We'll see about that. But I am happy. I'm really happy with this. If I haven't said it 10 times already. Yeah, stoked on that. All right, let's grab our bag of nonsense that we picked up. See where we're gonna stick all of this stuff. Probably should verify that that charger is full. So we got ourselves another soft shackle. I do have one of those, but I should only need one, because you can loop it through, you can loop the tow strap through itself for one side, for one vehicle or whatever you're doing, and then attach the other side with this. We just grabbed some cheap gloves, so we've got those in here, and then we've got ourselves a nice first aid kit, which is OSHA approved for 10 dang old people. And it's nice, 101 piece kit. Should have everything in there that we need. This was the hardest thing to buy, but I wanted to get one of these for a while. I have like a jump pack in the truck, but it is much larger. It does have a little air compressor. It would be nice to have an air compressor in here, just in case of an emergency. Not that I will probably like ever air these tires down to go rock crawling or anything like that, but we'll see about that. You know, I am definitely a bit more limited on space in this vehicle as opposed to the truck. So I think like most of this stuff should fit in that cubby that's underneath that seat. If not, I might be able to stuff probably the strap and stuff underneath near the spare tire. We'll just see how it all fits in there, but let's get this guy opened up and see what the battery, see if it's charged up enough. I don't have a pocket knife on me right now, which that is one thing, like I said, that I want to put in here is just at a bare minimum, a multi-tool will be nice to have. So you have a pocket knife, you've got a little wrench if you need it, and a screwdriver. I'm not super worried about any of that stuff, but should just have some of this nonsense in your vehicle. Obviously I should have a snow scraper, but I don't think I need to worry about that at this point this year. And maybe a collapsible shovel. We'll see about that going into next year, but I suppose we might still get some snow. So yeah, this is nice to not have to carry around jumper cables. You have just a little pack here that will jump start your car. Bam. And like I said, it does have a flashlight on it. You have some USB-Cs and stuff. Yeah, you must charge it completely before first use. So you do have a USB-C outlet, an inlet. So you can use this like an external battery pack if you need to charge your phone up in an emergency or something like that. You have regular USB ports, and then right here is where you plug in the little jumper part of it. But it's 1,000 peak amps and 500 cranking amps. So this will be more than enough to start this thing and most anything, probably everything that I have. And it comes with a little bag to put it all in. Hopefully the cords fit in here. Comes with a USB cable, which is probably for charging it. And it actually comes with a plug for that, which I can plug into the vehicle here. And then there's also one in the center console, on the back of the center console. And you've got your cables. And like I said, this just plugs into the battery pack, and you clamp it to whatever you need to clamp it to and start your vehicle up. So I gotta plug this guy in. every time battery drops below 50%. And you need to charge this every 3 to 6 months, it says. But I'll try to make sure to do that, and I can do that while I'm driving too. Like I can just charge it in the vehicle. Yeah, it's at 75%. So I need to charge this up. Shouldn't take too long, I'm guessing. I'm gonna plug this in quick. All right, well that's charging. Hopefully this all fits inside the bag. It would be silly if it didn't. Not that I'm worried about the charging cable fitting in here. Yeah, that'll all fit inside of the thing. Let's go ahead and see if all this stuff will fit under the seat. This would be enough to change a tire. So the tire that I have now obviously doesn't match the other tires, but it's more than enough to get me out of where I need to go. It'll be fine. You can fit a little bit larger spare tire under here, but I'm not super worried about it. I guess I should see what size it is. 225/65, so that was a full matching spare. I think you might actually be able to fit a tire that's as tall as what I have, but I'm guessing if I went any wider, it may stick up a bit. But like I said, that will be more than enough to get me where I need to go. And yeah, all of this stuff could actually just fit under here, but I want to see how it fits underneath the seat over there. Wound gel, bandages, that type of stuff. I might go ahead and add some, if I can find like, be nice to find like little packets of Tylenol and Imodium AD, because I don't think that is going to be in here. No. I did have one, I don't remember what brand it was, but I have one in the truck that I think had some stuff like that in there, but this will be fine. This thing is definitely overkill for this vehicle, but it'll be just fine. So you can pop that out and then wrap it around something. It's a soft shackle, so these are it's a lot safer than your typical hard shackle. And wrap it around whatever you need to wrap it around, run your tow strap through there, and pull something out. So, and then it just cinches up tight on whatever you need to do. Let's go ahead and lift that seat up. Let's see if we can shove this stuff underneath there. I need to put that seat forward, I don't know. Nope. I took the headrests off the side seats just so I could move them easier. But bam, that picks up. You can see the headrest on the floor down there. Oh, 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 oh. That'll fit. Where are them gloves at? Gloves and first aid kit. Maybe this won't all fit under here. Nope. So that fits just fine, but that jump pack is not going to fit with that first aid kit. Maybe we'll see about just put the first aid kit in the glove box. So there should be enough room in there for that. Window sticker. These all come with a little thing that you can use to, it's for putting gas in your car if you need to. That fits just fine in there. And this will probably all fit in here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that all fits fine in the glove box. Okay. So I'd rather have the jump pack back here, probably, because I won't need it as much. I suppose I could put my gloves in one of these too, but we're gonna leave those back. We're gonna leave those in there for now. We'll let that thing charge up for a little bit. See if I can find my other multi-tool. And then I should get I should have just taken a bunch of napkins from a gas station, because I did stop and grab a slice of pizza for lunch. I should have took a bunch of napkins that I could have put in my glove box too. That's always something good to have. But yeah, let me get that thing charged up quick and find that multi-tool. All right. Well, that battery's charging. Why don't we take this thing in my backyard? I've got a couple of dirt piles and we'll flex it out. It's an independent suspension vehicle. Like, it's not gonna have a lot of flex. I am absolutely gonna pick up a tire, I'm sure. But if you can see this dirt pile right here, we'll pull over to the other side of it and see if we can drive up it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drive over the whole thing. We'll see. Look at my trash. It is definitely steeper on this side. There's a log on the top of it, otherwise I could probably get over it. Maybe I'll move that. Let me get the camera set up out there. And I guess before we do that, let's see if it'll shut off that seatbelt warning. Maybe not. Put my seatbelt back on. Just get that screen off of there. We're gonna turn our goat mode to probably a rock crawl, just to see, because it'll lock the four-wheel drive and it should lock the rear diff in. This is one pedal drive button, so if you don't have your foot on the gas, actively pushing the gas, it will apply the brake. So you can just take your foot off the gas and it'll automatically brake. You don't have to like move your foot back and forth, which is probably nice for off-roading. But there we go, we're in rock crawl mode. As you can maybe see over here, it lit up the four-wheel drive and the lock button, which those are both lit up right here. All right, it says off-road use only. I'm gonna set this camera up and see what we can do. All right, to start with, I'm gonna try to just kind of angle it up on here. Obviously there's trees there. I won't be able to go up like over this part, but I could probably go back around over there, which is shorter. But like the base of that tree is 3 foot off the ground. This is, I don't know, it's pretty soft, but a couple feet up. So we'll just see if we can nose it up here. I'm sure I'm gonna pick up the back tire on this side, but it'll look cool. Well, that's about as much as we can do. It's picked up a little bit, but we got a good angle of the dangle there. And obviously I can't go any farther. There's a tree right in front of me. But it went up. It would keep going up if I just put my foot into it. Yeah. All right. I mean, it's definitely at a bit of an angle. I think the front end on this side is basically just digging right into the, yeah, right into that. Like, that gives you an idea of the angle there, but we'll see if I can pull it over here. We'll just try to drive it right over this. I might actually get high centered, and then I gotta thread it between these like trees that are kind of sticking up right here. And Gary the Goose is doing good. Yeah, let's hope I don't like high center it and get stuck. But I suppose I can use the truck to pull it backwards if that happens. All right. It went over no problem. I scraped the whole side of it with that bush, but that's gonna happen. It looks fine. There's really not much else I can do back here with this thing. I mean, that's about the extent of my dirt. I have that bigger dirt pile over there, but I don't want to like try to climb up this stuff and have it stick in my radiator or something. I do have that brush guard, the skid plate, but it works great, man. I'm stoked on this thing. And the four-wheel drive works great. Yeah, it's all locked in. It just climbed right up that. And that pile, I don't know, 2 or 3 foot, and it's a hump. So I'll have to review the footage and see, but I'm sure I drug the belly on there. But all right, let's get her back in the garage and see if that battery is charged up. How about a launch? So we're just in sport mode. See what it does. See if I can brake boost it a little bit. Holy buckets, that thing actually moves out quick. I'm digging this thing. I'm digging this thing. Oh, I guess I can just back it all the way down the driveway. I'm sure it kind of, it's got to, grab that camera. It's got to put it like, it probably sends power to the rear wheels, obviously. It's all-wheel drive, but I'm pretty sure it's a front-wheel drive bias no matter what you're doing, until you like lock it into four-wheel drive or whatever. It does have, which you can shut off. It might do it, but it does have like automatic braking. If you're backing up and it thinks you're gonna hit something, it'll turn the brakes on, which is kind of annoying depending on what you're doing. But that was surprisingly quick. Okay, let's get this stuff in here and finish this one up. That's fun though. All right. I was like, I'll get out without shutting the thing off because I'm so used to having a key. I did find a multi-tool, so I've got a little pliers and a pocket knife and, you know, screwdriver and whatever. We'll stick this in the center console. All that I've got in there is some chapstick, but we've got that going for us. Oh yeah, it's got this little pocket here, which is kind of cool. Don't really know what you would use that for, but it's there. And then, so like these things, how it's got those screws that you can take out and use them as mounting points, which is like what they say it's for. You also have these down here that are holding this handle on, so you could mount something like, I guess it'd be kind of in the way of a passenger, but you could definitely mount something right here if you wanted to have like a radio mount or a phone mount there. Not that I feel like it's super necessary for me, but it is available. So I don't know, Haven't really figured out what I want to do with that yet. And then I was talking about a fire extinguisher earlier. The sub is right there, so I wouldn't want to put anything in front of that, but you could definitely put a little fire extinguisher right here. It could sit down in this little notch, because otherwise, I mean, that's not super useful space. And I bet one of those little automotive ones would fit right there. I've got one in the truck. I could see if it fits. I think that's still unlocked. Although I don't necessarily want to screw into the plastic back there either. But this is all it would be. Which, how long are these things even good for? Because that's been here, I think that says 2020 on the bottom. I don't know what the expiration date is on a fire extinguisher. Yeah, it doesn't exactly fit perfectly in there like I thought it would. That's going to be a never mind. I don't know where you would put one in here without it just being in the way. There are companies that make mounts, so I could like mount it right here. So you can see I've got my seat all the way back. In fact, it goes all the, like it would fit under the front of the seat. I might see if I can get a mount and just mount it right there. That would be a good spot for it. And then it's easily accessible. That might be what we'll do. I think that would be a good spot for it. I know that's kind of a normal spot to put some of these, so I'll see if I can find something for that that doesn't require me like doing much modification. Put this guy back up in here. Oop. Point the camera the right way. There we go. And as far as the topper on that thing goes, a lot of you guys in the last video, I mean, it's been overwhelmingly positive, but there are definitely a few of you that are super afraid of change. Don't want anything else different to happen, but yes, it's gonna be homemade. You know, somebody's like, if you do it yourself, then it's gonna look homemade. Well, duh. Anyways, I gotta figure out how to get that thing off of there. I'm gonna have to get a couple of buddies over here and figure out how to take that off and where I'm gonna store it at, but I'm committed to just getting that thing off of there. We're not gonna spend another night in the topper, but it's gonna take me a few days to get that off of there. So we'll be using this turd and probably doing some tent camping and whatnot, but this thing is about charged. It's flashing 100%, so give it a couple of minutes. We'll get that done. The topper could sit right there if I didn't have this tractor in here, but yeah, I don't know where else I could put it. Unless I left the truck outside, it could sit right here for now, but this is the space I need to build, you know, work on building something. So, all right, we're at 100% on this. Let's see if it all fits in the bag. I'm gonna try to just, might as well put this charger in there. You know, like the vehicle itself has USB outlets, so I don't necessarily need the brick, but might as well just keep it all together, you know. Man. All fits in there. Let's shove it under the seat. Bam. Good to go. Fits under there just fine. I'm just gonna fold this seat back down. Bam. Well, I think we're just gonna call it at that. Like I said, I'm super happy to have these tires on here. I think they look great. They should perform great. I I don't know what their mileage warranty is on them, but it's quite a few miles. I want to say it's almost like 60,000. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But those should work great. Like I said, they're 3-peak rated, and they've got some good tread on them, and they look much better than the factory tires did. So yeah, I'm happy with that. We got a few things loaded in there that we should always have in the vehicle. If there's anything that I forgot, let me know. Like I said, I do want to try to find like a little air pump if possible, so I can use it as an tire inflator. They make some small ones, I think, that are basically similar to like that battery charger, that kind of size. So I'll have to see what I can find. But other than that, I'm stoked on how today turned out. I got me some dang old new tires, and I'm happy with that. So we're gonna get this thing loaded up and take it out on an adventure and see where we end up. So as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.